Yo guys, Kandarr here. Today I'm going to be showing you a guide for Mournful Kitana in Mortal Kombat X. Now, right now in the community for Mortal Kombat X, if you asked anybody what the best Kitana variation is, I'd guess around 75% would say Royal Storm, 20% would say Assassin, and then that last remaining 5% would say Mournful. And I'm of those 5%. And this video is going to explain why. You can ignore what's going on the screen for now. After this next transition is when I start showing you stuff. But right now I'm just going to explain why I think Mournful is the best. To start things off, her glaive, which is what replaces her fan in this variation, is a mid. And while it doesn't have the comboing potential that the fan does, as in like if you catch an airborne opponent with the fan, you get an automatic 30 to 34% combo. It just happens. However, fan is a high, so your opponent can just neutral duck it, and while it does make them play patiently, it doesn't chip them away from full screen, which the glaive does. Another useful tool in this variation is Kitana's down forward, and it's only in this variation. It's Jade's shadow kick. And the reason this is such a good tool is because it covers about 3/4 of the screen and it's safe. Now, a lot of people who use Royal Storm, they'll zone you out with their fans, instant air fans, regular fans, blah blah blah, and they'll neutral duck and they'll slowly walk in. And then once you start to get close or you start to get pushed back into the corner, they might try and do a down back 3 to check you. Make sure you're awake, make sure you still want to block. And down back 3 covers a lot of space, does more damage than the down forward 4 in Mournful, but it's very unsafe. A lot of the cast can punish, I think the entire cast can punish it. Now the down forward 4 is -8 on block. I think there's only 2 or 3 people in the cast that can punish that. And even if it does whiff, being a high, it has a really fast recovery, so you have enough time, if it does whiff, to block before the opponent tries to punish you. So they may try to do something unsafe and might go for max damage because say this dude just whiffed a special from 3/4 of the screen. So they do something unsafe for max damage, and then you actually get your full combo punished. So it's really good bait tool and check tool. And now, the last thing that makes this variation special is her block string she gains. She gains a true block string for 22% for 3 bars, and then she gains an interruptible block string, which is only interruptible for the last portion that does the extra 10%, for 3 bars as well. Does 30%. And the way this works is she uses her 2-1-2 into EX glaive, run forward 2-1-2 EX glaive, run forward 2-1-2 EX glaive, over and over, and that just chips them and there's no way to interrupt it. They could use a block breaker, however they're seldom used in this game, so you know, you can get away with some free chip. Now's where the gameplay matters. If you look on the screen, I have Predator jumping in. He's doing his jumping too. And normally, Kitana gets beat out by his jumping 2 almost every single time. Has really good range, he'll get out first, connect first. However, you can connect her uppercut, which is really fast and has good reach, or her down back 1 or a neutral jump punch, which both lead into a full combo for anti-airs right off the bat. Now I have Predator doing his down 4, which you'll see a lot of people do online. It's really fast, has good range, gives you good stagger, has great hit advantage. Another way to counter that is EX down back 3 right off the bat. It's mid, 17%, almost 20. Really good start, gives you a little bit of distance. However, what I think is the better option is the jump in air float into neutral jump punch, which leads into full combo. Here you're going to see me showing off the spacing for the down forward 4, which I was talking about a lot earlier. And you can also use it as an anti-air for if your opponent, the glaive can be steered up to take out airborne opponents. However, I like to have them, hold on, let me switch this here. I like to have them if they try to jump in, I can catch them with a shadow kick. Another check you can do, which is a mid, is her forward 2-2 up 4 into air glaive and then shadow kick, which is a quick check. That covers a good amount of distance. Now I'm rolling some B&Bs. I will have inputs in the description or on screen. If I can get it to work on screen, I will. However, if they're not, you'll be able to tell, and they'll be in the description. So I'll have those all checked out. I got Lowe's overhead options, even though Kitana doesn't have a true overhead. You can do an instant air float and overhead, so stuff like that. Next, we're getting into her true block string, 212 EX glaive, 22% for 3 bars. They can't escape it unless they use block breaker. And then after this is over, we're moving into her 212 EX glaive. I think you do it 2 or 3 times. I don't remember. It's just muscle memory at this point. But after you run out of meter and your stamina bar is at half, you do the forward 112, which doesn't use any stamina, and it builds enough meter to do another EX glaive into another 212. And then you can end that with either a shadow kick or a glaive. I choose glaive because it's more safe in a mid. Although in the heat of the moment you can do whatever. As you can see, I do have reversal mode on. There is no gap. So this example has no meter, but I had it on as well and showed it for the true block string where he had meter and he could not escape. And then if your opponent decides to stop blocking, or they don't know that that's a true block string, you catch them with that for 1 bar, or this for no meter. So that's it for my first guide. I did an ancestral guide when the game first came out, but I had a broken mic at that point. I don't really think it was as good as this one. This one might still not be that great, although I'm trying to improve. Leave me criticism or whatever in the comments so I can try to make these more entertaining, more informative, stuff like that. I'll have Royal Storm guides coming out tomorrow, and then Assassins the day after that. Peace.